The world of Varnath Prime bled beneath a sky scarred by fire. A decade-long war between the Terran Coalition and the Karthi Empire had carved the planet into a graveyard of steel and bone. Cities lay in shattered ruins. Forests withered into charcoal skeletons. The population, what remained of it, wandered as ghosts among the wreckage of civilization. The ceasefire was not peace. It was exhaustion. Wearing a mask, Lieutenant Marcus Hale stepped through the broken gates of Outpost Helios, boots crunching through dust that once belonged to buildings and bodies. The air tasted metallic, like old blood. Even the wind felt cautious, whispering through twisted rebar as if afraid to disturb whatever lurked beneath the silence. Helios had gone dark 2 days ago. No distress call. No retreat beacon, just silence, and on Varnath Prime, silence was never a good sign. Marcus moved deeper through the hallway, flashlight beams shaking across walls scorched by plasma fire. The shadows felt too deep. Too heavy. As if something clung to the darkness from the inside, the command center door hung open, lights flickering like dying nerves. A burnt scent lingered, wires, plastic, flesh. Then he saw the bodies. 8 soldiers, arranged in a perfect circle. Kneeling. Heads bowed. Weapons untouched. Like they decided to surrender to something no manual had ever warned them about. Their eyes were open, wide, glassy, and wrong, pupils stretched into thin slits, as if something had pulled them into the shape of a predator's. Marcus swallowed hard. This wasn't Karthi tactics, this wasn't tactics at all, something else had been here. He moved toward the central console. A message blinked on repeat. We didn't see it. We didn't hear it. It was already inside. A cold ripple crawled down Marcus's spine. Inside what? Inside who? A metallic clang echoed through the outpost. Something moved, not footsteps, not machinery, something softer, wetter. Marcus raised his rifle, breath tight. Coalition forces, he called. Identify yourself. Silence answered, then a low scrape behind him. He spun, the darkness seemed to bend, shape warping and unfolding like a shadow peeling itself off the wall. A figure emerged, elongated limbs, skin stretched thin, eyes glowing with a faint amber burn. One of the soldiers from the circle, but wrong. So very wrong. Its bones cracked as it straightened, mouth opening in a soundless scream. As if something inside was trying to speak using a body that no longer belonged to it. Marcus fired, the bullets hit, but the creature didn't fall. It staggered, flesh rippling like liquid, trying to remember how to stay solid. Then it lunged. Marcus barely dove aside, crashing into a console. Sparks exploded around him. He scrambled for a plasma grenade, ripping the pin free and hurling it. The blast swallowed the creature in white fire. When the smoke cleared, the room was empty. No body. No remains, just black streaks smeared like fingerprints of a dying star. Marcus exhaled shakily. This wasn't an enemy soldier, this wasn't even alive. Whatever it was, it could move inside the dead or the living. He tapped his comm. Hail to command. Helios outpost is compromised. We're dealing with, a whisper crackled through the line, not static. A voice, already inside. The transmission died. Marcus stood alone in the ruins, surrounded by darkness that suddenly felt aware. And somewhere in the outpost, deeper than the foundations, deeper than the war-torn soil itself, something began to wake, something older than the conflict, older than the planet, something hungry. And Marcus Hale realized the truth. The war on Varnath Prime had never been between the Coalition and the Karthi. They were merely the first ones to bleed. The smoke had barely cleared before the silence returned, thicker now. Heavier. As if the outpost itself was holding its breath. Marcus reloaded with shaking hands. He wasn't rattled easily. He'd fought Karthi war beasts, survived orbital bombardments, crawled out of trenches filled with acid rain, but this felt wrong in a way no battlefield manual had ever prepared him for. Something had changed in the air. A faint vibration, like the hum of a living machine, or a heartbeat too massive to understand. Marcus stepped into the corridor. Lights flickered weakly, each pulse illuminating more of the carnage Helios had swallowed. On the wall, someone had carved a message, deep gouges, frantic, desperate. We followed it down. Down where? There were no subterranean levels on the maps. Helios was a surface outpost meant for sensor arrays and communication uplinks. So where had they gone? A distant thud answered his question. Below, something shifting beneath the floor. Marcus scanned the hallway until he spotted a grate, dented, pried open by force. Cold air wafted up, carrying a smell like rotting ozone and old stone. A tunnel. A hidden one. He crouched, flashlight piercing the darkness. Stairs led deep beneath the outpost, carved into the bedrock, too old to be Karthi, too rough to be Coalition, too extensive to be accidental. These tunnels were ancient, older than Helios, maybe older than Varnath Prime cities. Marcus swallowed hard and descended. Every step down tightened the air around him. The deeper he went, the more the walls changed, from carved stone, to something smoother, organic, fleshy. Veins, actual veins, throbbed beneath a translucent membrane lining the walls. Marcus froze. Command, this is Lieutenant Hale. I've discovered, his radio hissed, then a new voice formed through the static. You found us. Marcus's blood went cold. He switched frequencies, nothing but whispers followed him, whispers repeating the same words. Come down, come down, come down. He kept moving. The staircase opened into a massive chamber, a cavern pulsing with a faint, sickly orange glow. Bodies hung from the ceiling in strands of organic silk, soldiers from Helios, suspended like grotesque cocoons. Some still twitched, as if caught between life and something much worse. Beneath them stood a figure. A man, Coalition uniform, barely standing. Lieutenant, he rasped. Run. Marcus approached slowly. What did this? The man's head trembled, then jerked, violently, unnaturally, as if someone else were trying to use the body. His eyes rolled back, his spine cracked. He lifted his head, mouth opening wider than bone should allow. A voice spoke through him, deep, layered, ancient. You are late. Marcus staggered back. The voice continued, vibrating through the cavern walls. We slept while your kind fought above. We fed on your war. Your fear. You're dead. The cocoons twitched, dozens, maybe hundreds. One split opened. A creature emerged, elongated limbs dripping with black ichor, eyes glowing amber with hunger. It studied Marcus, then smiled. A human smile, stretched across something not remotely human. Marcus fired. The blast tore through its chest, but the wound sealed, knitting together like molten wax. Another creature dropped from the ceiling, then another, then dozens. Marcus backed toward the tunnel, heart pounding so hard he felt it in his teeth. The ancient voice rumbled. The war ended above, but below, ours begins. Creatures lunged. Marcus sprinted. His flashlight bounced wildly as he raced up the stairs, the sound of claws scraping stone behind him. The whispers grew louder. Inside, inside, inside. He burst through the grate, sealing it behind him. Creatures slammed into the metal from the other side. Marcus stumbled into the hallway, gasping for air. His comm crackled again. A new transmission, not from command, from orbit. Attention Helios outpost, this is Karthi strike cruiser Vaqueros. We are detecting anomalous biomass beneath your facility. If you are alive, respond immediately. Marcus froze. The Karthi, their sworn enemy, orbiting above. If they detected what he just saw, then whatever was beneath Helios wasn't a secret anymore. His options were gone. He had only one choice left, work with the enemy, or watch Varnath Prime fall to something far worse.